Oh, hey, how you doing? I didn't see you there. Hi, I'm the Kingpin, and this is the Hideaway. It's Kingpin's Hideaway. You know, it's fascinating, the mold numbers that are stamped or pressed into albums. You can actually tell very interesting things from those codes. In fact, there's a whole theory of... Hey, you want to see something cool? Come on. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I just happen to have this Indiana Jones hat in the shop right now. Couldn't help myself. There's an interesting story behind the hat. It was actually shaped or molded in a very specific way to give that iconic, if you can see, it's got a really, this is the crown of the hat, super high crown, molded off center, which is kind of a weird thing. Gentlemen actually felt that it was very important to shape a hat to be very distinctive for themselves. That was the well-groomed gentleman's way to do it. One of the pieces of information that people have lost in the meantime is that you don't have to wear a hat the way it comes right off the rack. In fact, you can mold it or shape it to however you want. And that whole process is called bashing. You don't bash a hat by abusing it, you bash a hat by changing its shape. You can also redo a hat. Standard off-the-shelf Stetson felt hat. It doesn't have to stay that shape. It can actually become something quite different. The first thing you're going to want to do before you bash a hat is to give it a good brush. These fancy hat brushes are great. You just gotta brush off all that dust that accumulates. You can do this with vintage hats, you can do it with your own hats, hats you inherit. Next, if the hat is feeling a little soft, hat stiffener, I just give it a little spray. So you just want to give it a little spritz. While that dries, you can take this hat, which has been kind of beat up, wasn't taken care of very nicely, as we use steam. Steam the hat a bit. Just going to take out those creases. And when it's soft, you can just put in a little crease of your own. As that hat cools, it will hold its shape. Let's go back to this one now. So this is the standard off-the-shelf shape. If we give it a nice little steam, first thing we could do with this hat is round out the crown. Of the shapes you can take to a fur hat, you can give it what's known as a teardrop top. The magic of steam, and see it's starting to take its shape. The first pork pie hats were actually bashed by jazz musicians. As they became more popular, hat makers started making hats that shape to begin with. And voila! This is a style that was a very popular way of styling a hat with Frank Sinatra. He would put not just a teardrop, but almost a diamond kind of shape there. Another style is the pork pie hat, so let's try that. Pork pie hat. A gentleman is not limited by one shape for his hat. He can add many different qualities to it and make it quite individual for himself. I ran out of time. Okay, next time we'll go over the hidden messages in the codes pressed into old vinyl records. Until then, stay dapper.